The octopus became amazing.
It became
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah.
And I feel really smart for bringing good people into the room. My name is Nehprii Amenii, and I am the writer, director, and puppet designer of this work.
Amparo, Chigui, Santiago. I am the choreographer, among other things we won't talk about.
That's right. She plays many roles. I'm grateful.
And I am Jon Riddleberger, and I'm the puppet director.
Knowing that I was ready to make a new work and talking with a fellow collaborator who asked me, what is it that you care about right now? As I was trying to figure out what my next piece would be about. And I honestly thought and said, not that much, except I'm concerned that humanity and that our humanness is going extinct. And that's really all I care about at the moment. And that was the beginning thought right at the end of 2019. And then 2 months later, I watched the bottom fall out and us become allergic to each other as we went on shutdown. And so I began making the piece kind of from the inside out with all that I had access to, which was trash in the house while we were in lockdown, bubble wrap, Amazon boxes, PPE gear. And so this post-apocalyptic world began being constructed first before it was fully written out of the remnants of a world that once was. And that's what it felt like in the moment too. I had to make a decision on one thing is, what is this piece? Is it a play with music? Is it a musical? We decided it is officially a musical, which meant there's a structure that I've learned that needs to be followed if this is really a musical. And so I had to do a lot more development work around the script and the storytelling and the new music to help tell the story along with it. Yeah.
Well, I first touched the piece 2 years ago. Nephrii invited me into just kind of a workshop at New Drama League. Drama League. And I just came in for a day or so to just kind of talk about the puppets and do a little work with some performers. And then 2 years later, Nephrii called me and was like, hey, can you come in and do some more consulting? And that was for this process. And, the puppets were built. They existed. They've been worked with a lot. And I think kind of for this process, some of it was it was training these performers who were mostly new to puppetry and to these puppets. And I think a little bit of it was sort of stripping some of the old habits that existed within these puppets from previous productions to sort of explore who these characters can be and sort of explore how much life we can get out of them. Because they're nice puppets. I think Nephrii kind of thought they might not be great puppets. And I'm like, no, I think they are good puppets. I think we just need to explore them more. And we need to help the performers really invest inside of them and understand the tool that they have at their disposal. Because every puppet is like an instrument. And you have to learn what notes it plays. And then those notes help you understand the character. And then you combine those with yourself and your performance to kind of create the character. So there's a little bit of navigating, puppeteer, script, story to create the performance. And then in this production, music and choreography, and there's so many layers of things going on that are all working together to tell the story, and the puppetry is just kind of one aspect of it. But it's been really joyful to work with Chigui and kind of integrate choreography and puppetry and have her bring her dance brain and then insert my puppet brain into the dance and vice versa. It's very fun to do that.
And first of all, it was just making sure that I was going through Nephrii's vision. This was not my idea. She would just go, I need, and I'll go, okay, Nephrii, I got it. And that's how it started. So the fluidity of the movement came because Nephrii says they're underwater. And I'm like, okay, African dance, I said, but they have to be grounded. So it's like making it grounded, making it fluid, and most of all, throughout the whole thing, they had to breathe. Every movement was a breath.
Yeah.
Everything from going upstage, just walking was a breath. So the entire piece for me was breathing every single time, with the puppet, without the puppet, with the words, without the words, standing still, focused on breath, constantly. Yeah, that's the way. I mean, that's the way my brain was going.
Which is the number one principle of puppetry.
Yeah.
Always
Really?
breathe. Breath is what brings the puppet to life. So, synchronicity.
We had this connection going. It was great working with him, because I would just do something and he'd go, okay, and I'll just do this. And I'm like, wow, that's good. The octopus became amazing.
It became amazing.
Yeah.
And I feel really smart for bringing good people into the room and just knowing like when I can step back and instead just say, I see this, but can you help get us there? And could you make it that way?
Yeah.
And it was a relief stepping in even as a puppeteer, not putting the pressure on myself this time of having to teach the puppetry to new puppeteers or having to keep my eye on all those details. So at first it was, could you do some consulting? And then it became very clear, like, oh no, this is total director of puppetry in the room. Take it.
Right.
And I'm happy to be able to have both of them as collaborators in the room with me the whole time. I'm looking at the timing of everything always. I'm looking at when the idea first hit, and then we go into shutdown during the pandemic. And I'm like, wow, it feels even more timely. And then we had the redevelopment phase. And then all of a sudden we're in this current administration and season in the United States and on planet Earth that feels more code red on our humanity than ever. And so in doing the rewrite, I started really wanting to parallel the happenings and the tensions with the happenings in our world, the things that are attempting to be buried, the things that can no longer stay contained, the things that have to be brought to light, and how we contend with it. And so I was running the tracks together. It's on the surface a whimsical place, but if and it's the whimsy I know will carry the children, and they can enjoy it, and the beauty will carry people. But if anyone cares to listen, then they can hear the conversation that I'm really trying to have in regards to what sits at the heart of our humanity, and can we reconnect to our own hearts, and just do better.
Yeah. So
can I ask you a question? What's
course.
your takeaway?
My takeaway.
Like, what struck you, and what do you walk out the room with differently?
So thank you. So with the shadows on the projection, right? Immediately I middle passage, right? And I know in the text, in the story, in the show, it's referred to as the Great Terror. So when I saw those people, those spirits falling into the sea, that grounded me in a sense of like, we're going somewhere that's not up here. Like, we're not going to be staying surface level. Like, whatever story I'm about to hear is going to be functioning on a few different levels. And when I would hear the children's voices, even at the times when it wasn't time for audience participation, when they would just call out, the kids may not know everything that's happening, but they're in it. They're like, I see that angry octopus. I see that friendly seahorse. They know who they want to root for. They know kind of what world they want to live in. When they think about their favorite things about humans, they say art, they say singing, right? Things that we may not think about as adults. And that closing song of question of what kind of human do you want to be? For me, it was just a reaffirmation of like, I know that I'm a descendant of the people who survived the Middle Passage or the Great Terror, but I want to honor the people who didn't survive it as much as I do honor my own ancestors. And I think in order to do that, working towards my potential, not in a capitalistic accolades kind of way, but just like, am I being my fullest, truest self every day? And when I'm not, what's in my way? And how do I move it? Right? So for me, it was very affirming of my choices and I guess my philosophy.
Oh, I'm so glad I asked you that question. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Chigui. Thank you, everybody standing in the background. Have a good night.